Welcome to mt4gadgets.com. In this video we are going to learn more about the MQL5 print function, which is one of the maybe most commonly used functions for debugging, troubleshooting, logging. It's a very popular function, and you'll see why. It's very simple to use. So in terms of definition, the print function is a built-in function in MQL5 that outputs information to the MetaTrader 5 terminal expert tab. So we're going to see that better in the examples, but very simply, print is a function to expose output into MetaTrader 5. Without further ado, let's go and see some code. We are now in MetaEditor, which comes as part of MetaTrader 5, and we're going to see some examples of using MQL5 print. So as always, we put like a simple line of code or comment to say what this is. So this code is including examples of the print function. Print function is very easy to use. You just need to, it's a built-in, so when you start typing, MetaEditor will help you out with the autofill, and it's the first one, print. Print with open and close parentheses in there. Arguments, you can have one argument or multiple arguments separated by a comma, and the multiple arguments will be basically concatenated together to form a final string. So for example, if we want to print this is a print function with only one input, this will print out in MT5 expert tab in the terminal the string included there. Another way of using print is with multiple parameters, and we can say string number 1, and then with a comma we can concatenate other strings, and then I'll put a space in there so that they are divided, and then it's going to be string number 3. Why I'm saying string number 3? Because this is string number 1, and then we have string number 2, and then we have string number 3. But what print will print is only string number 1, a space, and string number 3. Another way of using the print function is print, and you can use the plus sign to concatenate strings as an alternative to comma. So we could have string number 1, and then concatenate with plus, space again, and string number 3. But to show the difference, I'll just add another string with separated by commas, and in this one I'll say separated by plus sign. Another way of using print is through variables. So you can pass a string variable to the print. So if we have a string hello containing hello world, we can print hello, and that will print the content of the variable there. It's very simple so far, and if we compile, there are no errors, and if we run it in MetaTrader, we clear expert. Remember, print will print in the experts tab of the toolbox of the terminal. So the terminal is the bottom part of the MT5 platform. You have journal, which is reserved to logs related to the software execution, and then experts is the section dedicated to indicators, scripts, and expert advisors logs, and anything that is printed through those. So if we mount the script into chart, we have the first one, which is this is a print function with only one input, and then we have string number 1 space string number 3 separated by commas, and we have string number 1 space string number 3 separated by the plus, and then we have hello world in the same order as we coded them. Again, very simple but frequently used function. Talking about common mistakes and best practices for the use of print function, I would say that remember to include variables when you use print in its parentheses. Remember that the print function prints only in the experts tab and not in the journal tab. Don't use print excessively. Try to find the balance between the utility of having a print statement in the code without exaggerating on having too many. Always use clear and descriptive messages. Try not to use too generic or unclear messages. Try to combine multiple variables. So if you want to debug code and look for errors or the current values of some of the variables, instead of having multiple print statements for different values or different variables, try to combine multiple variables into one print statement, which is usually more clear to understand. And lastly, when you have completed your debug of the code and you have resolved the issue, the recommendation is to either remove the print function that you used for debugging or comment it so that it's no longer in use. So hopefully you have a better understanding now of how the print function works, how to pass parameters into print, the different ways to do it. So with one variable or with one string, multiple strings separated by comma, or multiple strings separated by plus, and lastly, also just passing variables, and some of the mistakes and best practices to follow. Hopefully the video was useful and you learned something. If you haven't already, come and check us out at mt4gadgets.com, and I'll hope to see you soon.